Hey, welcome to Fretz RV and Fretz RV Rentals. My name is Pete Cozy. I'm the rental manager, and today I'd like to do an operational video on one of the units that we rent here. This is the Jayco Jay Flight 212 QB, and basically this is a nice mid-sized family unit. It will sleep up to 6 people inside, and it has all the amenities you need to go RV. And what I'd like to do today is just go around the whole unit and show you how to operate it. So during your trip and even prior to you leaving on your trip, I'll send you a copy of this so you can actually take a look and see how to operate it while you're out and you feel a little more comfortable when you're out RVing and having fun. So basically we're going to start in the front and make our way around and inside. You're going to notice that you've got 2 30-pound propane tanks here. So what the propane tanks are going to do is you'll be able to turn them on from inside here, and it's going to give you propane to light up your stove, your hot water heater, and your actual heater if it gets cool at night or in the morning time. You'll be able to put the heaters on. There's 2 tanks, and they will automatically switch over for you. So if you have one on, as long as you have the other one turned on, it will switch over if it does run out. It takes a lot to run them out. Basically up front here, you do have a light for your actual front power jack here. So this is your jack that goes up and down. 2 5/16 ball is what we'll need to actually mount it onto your hitch. We do have 2 safety chains here that we will connect to your vehicle, one here and one there. This is your 30-amp power cord, so this will plug into your vehicle. And believe it or not, while it's going down the road, you'll have electric brakes with this, and you'll be able to charge the actual batteries on this. So when you get there, they'll be fully charged until you plug it in. You do have the ability to dry camp with this unit in some fashion and just run off of the batteries for lighting and stuff like that. All these units, if you take a peek here, have a safety cable. So this is an automatic braking system. So when I connect this to your vehicle, if it ever comes detached for some reason, it will pull out and it will apply the brakes on the trailer and slow the trailer down for you. So it's a safety option there. Shut this off. Basically, we're going to go around the side here and just start going over all the compartments and how to operate the unit from the outside. We do have a large storage compartment up here, as you can see. There is a tool here, and there's another one in the back that I'll show you in a second. If this power jack for some reason stops to work, you'll be able to pop the little rubber plug out at the top here, install this, and maneuver it so you're not stuck. So for some reason, if the circuit breaker blows or it just stops working for any reason, you can manually off it. There's a huge pass-through compartment that actually goes all the way into the master bedroom, so it's a T-shape. You can pick up the bed. I'll show you that in a second. You can store some items under that bed also. This compartment is held up here by this little latch, and when you let it down, you will have the ability to close it and lock it. So you can actually lock this compartment. Keep all your items safe in there. This is one of the jacks. There's 4 on each side of this unit, and you will be able to actually stabilize this unit after you've leveled it at your site. I'm going to show you how to operate that in a second in the back. As you go down the unit, you're going to see your city water fill here. So when you get to your RV park, you will have the ability to take onboard water with you and pump that water. And basically what's going to happen there is when you pump the water out of the tank, it will supply you water in your sink, your toilet, and your shower. When you are connected at an RV park, you have the ability to take a fresh water hose. You'll be able to install it right into the city water connection here. The other end is going to go to the hose bit at the RV park. You'll notice there's this brass fitting on the end. It's a pressure regulator. If there's a burst of water pressure, it's not going to blow your lines out in your RV. So this will take the brunt of that burst of pressure, and it will regulate it and make sure you have the proper water pressure at all times. You do have the ability here to open this up, and there's an outdoor shower here. So you can have hot and cold water out here. You can take a shower, you can take some things off. This has a black tank flush system. So when you dump your tanks, which your black tank is your toilet water, the gray tank is going to be your water from your sink, which is your soapy water. And that's a freshwater tank underneath also. You have the ability to hook up your hose, and it's a dishwasher. And basically what happens is when you turn the fresh water on, it will wash the inside of the black tank out really good, get any solids or waste that's in it, and then flush it. When you own one of these, it's probably a good idea, if you're not going to use it for a month or two, to flush it the last time you dump it when you're coming out. I like to go over how to actually dump gray water and black water out of your tanks here. So it's pretty easy. When you're at your RV park, some of the RV parks will have a dumping station right at your site. Some will have it, usually typically at the exit at a dump house. They have an area to dump on the way out. So this is an actual sewer hose that we have here. And there's two ends to it. This end, if you take notice, there's a little cap here, and it just screws off. And when you take it off here, you'll notice you'll be able to put your sewer hose right on it, and you'll turn it to the right, and you're locked in place. On the opposite end, typically at a dumping station, you have a 3.5, and 4-inch hole in the ground. You'll be able to push this in the ground and just push it hard and it will lock itself in. You're now ready to dump. First thing you're going to do when you go to a dump station, you're going to notice it says gray water holding tank, black holding tank. You're always going to dump the black first. The black is the water out of the toilet. You want to get that out and get it through the hose first. You'll notice we have a valve here with a black handle, and underneath there's another valve with a gray handle. You're going to pull the black handle out about 3 inches. You'll see the hose move. It will start discharging everything out of the toilet, out of the waste tanks. When it's done and it's finished dumping, you will push this back in. I always dump the gray water second because I want to rinse all of these lines in this hose with my soapy fresh water. So you'll empty the gray tank by pulling this valve out about 3 inches, and you'll notice it will rinse out. When you're done, you'll close it back off. When I disconnect this, just so you know, I take my fresh water hose, which is connected here, and I disconnect it. And I'll run fresh water through this hose. When you own one of these, you'll know why. Because it'll rinse this hose out real good. You'll see the water will stop going through here. It'll be nice and clear when it's all completely rinsed out. And then when I'm done with that, I'll put this away. So that's probably the third step that I do with my personal unit, which keeps this hose nice and clean. You don't want that to smell or anything. And when you're done, you just come back and put your cap on it. By the way, there's a low point drain here and a low point drain in the back. I showed you earlier, the low point drain in the back is for the fresh water tank. This is at the end of the season. Blue line is your cold water and your hot water. You have the ability to drain the whole system out. So depending on how you're going to winterize this, you can winterize it by draining it, blowing pressurized water through here, or you can actually put antifreeze into the system. In the back, there's your power cord. Basically, this cord, as you can see, I have it plugged into an outlet within an RV park. It just pushes in and stows right in here. It's a 25-foot cord. And you have the ability to plug this in. I'll show you down here into a regular outlet. You see I have this plugged in to a standard outlet. When you take this little adapter plug, this is a 30-amp plug, which you'll find at your RV parks. But if you're at home, you will have the ability to plug this into what they call a 15-amp plug, standard plug. Now, 15 amps will run some of the items, but not everything at once. The reason why the plugs are so heavy duty on an RV are because the entire RV runs off of one large wire, meaning the air conditioner, which draws the most current, probably second most is the microwave, and then you've got outlets if you have a coffee pot on or something like that. You may need 30 amp. 15, it might pop the circuit breaker at your house. But you do have the ability to run these units on a 15 or 30. 15, you just have to be aware of operating everything all at once. And you just plug it in like so. It's really easy. You're ready to go. Come on down, we're going to show you how to level this thing out. As you go down a little bit farther, you're going to see we have a fresh water fill. You just unscrew this. You'll be able to take your fresh water hose here, anywhere you want, and enter it in here, and you can put fresh water. This is a fresh water tank, which is underneath the unit, you can probably put up to 45 gallons of water in this unit. And you'll have water, if you pull over and turn on the water pump inside, you'll have water pressure coming up into the faucet, the toilet, and the shower for when you're dry camping. At the end of your RV trip, there is a low point drain. It's a small drain underneath here. And you can turn the petcock and drain it. What ends up happening is, if the water sits in there, between RV trips, if it's sitting on the side of your house for a month, the water will start to smell. So you're going to want to drain that. I usually open that up at my last pit stop. Last time I get gas in my truck or whatever it might be, I open up and let it drain the whole way home. By the time I get home, it's fully drained out, and I shut the petcock back off. And I'll be ready for your next trip. You come to the back here. We have an exhaust here. This is for your heater inside. And we have another exhaust. This is for your hot water heater. So your hot water heater is behind here, and your heater's here. So these you just want to stay away from when they're on. They just get a little bit warm, but you want to stay away from them. When you get to the RV park, we're going to basically, first thing we're going to do is going to get this into our spot. We want to level this unit from side to side, from tire to tire. That's the first thing you're going to do. We provide you with what they call links leveling system, which is like adult-sized Legos. There's 12 of them in here. You can build a ramp, and you can just put them in individually. So if the unit is just a little low on the opposite side and high on this side, we put a couple on the other side and back it right up on it. We provide these, with each rental. And then the secondary thing you're going to do, once you're leveled side to side, we're going to want to level it front to back. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the unit off of your truck, and you're going to use the electric leveling system on the front there. That jack will move this unit level. Once the unit's level, we have 4 stabilizer jacks. As you can see, I have one of them down here, and there's 3 more. And what you're going to do is you're going to put this little wrench on here, and you're going to actually, this is putting it up, this is putting it down. Once it hits the ground, and it's snug against the ground, you're going to want to spin it probably 1 or 2 more times, put a little pressure on it. You'll see the unit move up about a half an inch, and then you'll be stabilized here and all the way around. The reason we do this is if everybody gets in the RV at once and they make their way to the back here, you don't want it popping up. So these will stabilize and keep it put, and it will not move side to side. It'll stay completely level for you while you're RV. So that's your stabilizers. We do have the ability to hook up at your RV parks, obviously electric, water, cable or satellite television. So you would hook your cable line from the box into here. This will give you TV on the outside, on the other side, which I'll show you in a minute, and inside of the TV so you can get cable or satellite TV. Jayco's come out with a new smart lighting system. And basically, when we turn the lights on this, you've got brake lights, all LED, and you've got all LED lights all around. It lights up, it's very bright, very visible. So everybody will know when you are trying to make a turn with the turn signals. They'll know that you have the RV on the back. It's a really great lighting system. It's a smart lighting system. You come around the back here, we have a ladder. They do allow you on the roof. So the roofs are very heavy duty on Jayco's. They call it 4,500-pound roof for a reason. And they do allow you to go up here. And the only reason why you would go up here is to service it, but also if you're at an RV park and you're in the woods and maybe you hear something make a thud on the roof, maybe it's a branch, and you do have the ability to go up there and clear it. I recommend, as you're leaving your RV site, just go up a couple steps and just peek your head up there. We don't want branches flying off going down the turnpike and hurting somebody else. So you are allowed to go up there if you need to take a branch off. It's not a problem. Every Jayco has a full-size spare, so if you do get a flat tire, God forbid, you do have a spare tire. We have the ability in the back here with these to put a backup camera. So they're pre-wired for solar panels to keep the batteries charged with the sunlight, and for a backup camera. So all of them are pre-wired for that. So if you own one of these, you can actually wire it right into your vehicle and see what's back here. Whether you've got bicycles back here, a grill, you can keep an eye on as you're going down the road. Come around the side here. I do have the awning partially out, and I do have the LED lights. It's got really nice mood lighting at nighttime out here. So these lights you can turn off and on from inside. And if you come down here, you're going to notice there's a block mounted on the side of the RV. This is so you can install a secondary TV. You can have a TV in the bedroom and have a quick disconnect and connect it here. again, your cable television here, and you've got two 110 exterior outlets here. So you can plug in a blender out here, anything that you want, a television, you plug them right in there. If you come on down here, you're going to notice there's a grab handle to get in and out of the RV. And what I typically do when I close up my RV, I always check to make sure it's locked. I either lock my latch or my deadbolt. These all have deadbolts. And I lock one or the other to make sure it stays put. And then I pull this lever up and over, and that'll keep the door closed there. When you open this up, you will notice black knob with a red dot. That's your deadbolt. So you can deadbolt this at nighttime for privacy and protection. They all have screens. So there's a screen door here. And this screen door does have a door, keep the bugs out. You will need to open this door to open your unit up. You do not open the door with this. This is just for screen door. This large handle is for this door here. And they do connect together. There is, in case it's windy out, you want to leave this door open or the screen door, there is a locking mechanism back here that you put down behind the door. I'll have Mickey show that to you. So this will keep the door tight so the wind won't blow it. You just lift it up and just put it down inside here. That's it. Your steps are aluminum steps. They've got a lot of grip to them, which is good so you won't slip and fall. When you're leaving, you'll have the ability to take these steps, lock them in place, and then shut the door. When you get there, you'll take this blue lever, pull it out, and pull your steps down. There is a little latch here. As you can see, you can move the legs in and out so you can get them nice and tight. You'll notice when I put this down, it's not all the way down properly. It is on this side, but not that side. You have the ability to pull this up and pull it down. It'll lock in place. It'll be nice and level for you. Why don't we go inside and I can show you some of the items inside the unit. How to operate the awning and how to operate everything inside the unit. Come on inside. Welcome inside. So basically, there's some safety features that I like to make you aware of. When you first enter an RV, you'll always have a fire extinguisher. And typically, your RV sites will have a fire pit outside here. So there's always one right at the door. And you'll see this little black box here. This is your carbon monoxide and CO2 detector. So, LP detector. So this will let you know if there is any CO2 or LP from the stove emitting into the unit. I will forewarn you, there is a chemical in hairspray. So if you're out here putting some hairspray on, that will set that LP detector off. So it's an equivalent to LP gas. So it'll set it off, but it doesn't typically happen. You'll take notice also in the back, there's a smoke detector in each one of these units. So all your safety items are up front here. If you look at the dashboard when you first come in the door, you're going to notice that you have a 110 plug here to plug some items in, like a coffee pot or something. You have the ability to shut off the main lights in the unit. So when you first walk in, we don't want to stub our toe. This will turn on typically 2 to 4 lights in an RV, and it will allow you to turn the rest of them on by push button. This other light here is your LED light right above here, and this will turn on your outside LED lights for your awning. Awning in and out, pretty cut and dry. You'll take notice here. I'm going to start moving it in here. It moves in and it moves out with this button. When it's all the way out, about an 18-inch piece of cloth will unroll and it will come down. It's a shading cloth, so if the sun starts coming down low, it'll help with that. That's typically that it's out. When you roll it up, by the way, the underside is white, the top side is gray, and when it gets to the very end, it's black. And they do that for a reason. So if you would roll this in inside out, it's going to look black up on top here. And when you roll it in, it'll be white because you rolled it inside out. It's typically black on the inside. So just make sure when you're moving it in, hit in or out. They have the ability, unfortunately, to go all the way out and all the way in just by holding the button, talking on your cell phone. So it doesn't matter. You're not hurting anything, but I would rather have the black cloth on the outside so it doesn't stain the white fabric. If you take a look at the dash, we have a battery light, a fresh water tank, a black water tank, and a gray water, and they read up here. So how much battery power do I have left? If you are dry camping, possibly, you're not plugged into a 110 source. If you hit this, you'll notice the batteries are fully charged. Empty, 1/3, 2/3, and full. The secondary button you're going to push and take a reading is called fresh water. This is the water you put in the belly tank. So you can actually run this unit. There's nothing in there right now. You can run this unit by turning this water pump on. By turning that water pump on, you are now pumping water to the faucet, to the toilet, and to the shower. So you can actually see how much water you have left in there for your trip. Black water tank is the toilet water. So that's anything that's in the toilet. It'll tell you when it's getting full. It's time to dump it. And gray is what comes out of the faucets and goes down into the drain. So anything that goes down in the drain, down in the actual shower or the sink inside the bathroom, that's called gray water. It's soapy water. But that'll tell you how much is in the gray tank, black tank, freshwater tank, and how much battery power. You also have two more buttons. They both say water heater, but if you look at the bottom, it says LP gas and electric. You have the ability to run the hot water heater while dry camping with no electricity. It'll run on propane. If you're plugged in, you have the ability to run it on electric. So just so you know, you have either or you can actually use. I like it on propane. It works more efficiently on that. But if you're plugged in, you can actually just run it on electric if you're using a lot of propane. By the way, propane would be for your cooktop here, would be for your hot water heater, and that doesn't use a whole lot. But your actual heater, if it's a 25 or 30,000 BTU heater, it will use a lot of propane if you're trying to heat this in the dead of winter. So you need to preserve that propane for what you're going to be using it for. If you come down here to the cooktop, you'll notice it's got a flat surface. You can serve off of this. But when you're ready to cook, you'll just fold it up. You'll see we have 3 burners here. And you'll take notice there are lights. So this is your igniter, just like on your gas grill at home. You'll turn this from off to the flame. It will emit propane. Now, I have nothing in the tanks. This is a brand new unit. But it'll be emitting propane. And you'll just turn this. You can see the igniters going off. It will light this up. And then you can adjust the flame to wherever you want. You've got, this is going to be your front one. This is going to be your back one. This one's going to be this one. This is going to be your oven. You do have an oven in here to light the oven. And you do have a microwave in here also. So the microwave, when you have 110 power, you will be able to operate this microwave. So there's items in this unit that will only operate on 110. Those items are microwave and your air conditioner. They operate on 110 current. You can't operate them on battery power or propane. The other items in here would be your refrigerator. You can operate that on both propane or electric. You also have your heater and hot water heater. They just run on propane, so you don't really need that. If you look to the left here, you're going to notice you have your thermostat here, and your modes are here. This is a fan mode. Snowflake is cool. If you hit a mode again, heater, that's your air conditioner going on, and that's off. So, and you have a temperature control here. So again, mode, fan only, air conditioning, heater, off. And that will basically allow you to operate the entire unit. It has its own built-in thermostat. If you come down to the back here, you're going to notice you have a light and a fan for your cooktop. Lots of storage, top and bottom. We have tons of storage. And by the way, typically above the sink, I put the books. So what's in here basically is all the books on how to operate the unit, all the warranty cards, all the 800 numbers to call the manufacturers for every appliance and everything that's in this unit. All the electrical components, it's all in here. It's an operation. So when you buy this unit, when we're done renting it, you'll have all the books that come with it. If you take notice, you've got more storage here. This dinette will seat 4 people, not a problem. And it does convert. So basically, you can pop this table off of these 2 legs. This table, if you actually lower it, you'll see there's an L shape and there's a block here. You'll set the table on here. This will become your box spring in this middle section. This pillow and this pillow will become the remainder of your mattress. So this is a bed. That's a pretty large bed, actually. During the day, you can leave it as a table. You'll see we have an AM, FM, CD player, DVD player, and we have a television with a remote. So, and there is a digital antenna on top. So you'll have the ability to go into the programming screen in here, and you'll be able to pull who will surf the channels in whatever state you're in and get you the best channels that they have. In the back window, you're going to notice a lot of these windows can be opened, and you'll see some of them that say exit. So basically, these are emergency exits, so you can actually push this up and out. This window pushes straight out. So that if something is going on outside here and you have to go out, there's an emergency exit here. There's one in the bedroom. There's typically 3 or 4 in each unit plus the door. So you can actually release that. You do have your own window here, though, to let fresh air in. You do have another window here for fresh air. And there's multiple ones in the front. More storage. Tons of storage. This is a sofa door in the day, but it's a jackknife bed at night. Just pull it up and out. You take notice, this can actually be another bed for somebody. And then you can push it back when you finish there. This is your cupboard for all your canned goods and stuff like that. Your refrigerator here, you're going to be able to turn it on here, and you're going to be able to adjust the temperature up and down. And you'll be able to put this on propane or battery operated, so it doesn't matter. It'll operate on a battery. So while you're going down the road, you've got all your items in here. You can operate it off the battery or propane. It doesn't matter either one. You'll be able to open this up.
Other side.
I'm sorry, on the side here. There you go. Down below, because this is a house on wheels, you're going to notice that you have a door that opens. You're going to see circuit breakers here. And each one of them have their own little indication. So this is, if you say, hey, Pete told me if I plug this in, my microwave is on. And it's not on. I'm plugged into an actual house source or an RV park. I don't have electrical current to my microwave. It may have popped the circuit breaker. So the circuit breakers are down here, just so you know where they are for the appliances and stuff like that. And the receptacles, believe it or not. Over here, we're going to go into the restroom. So in the restroom, you do have a GFI because it's near water. Anywhere there's water, you're going to see a GFI switch. Hot and cold water, an actual toilet. There's antifreeze in there right now for the winter time. And then you'll be able to flush it right here. Flush it. You've got storage here, storage under here. Up the top, you've got a vent. And you've got a little motor, little switch. That's a steam vent. So if you're taking your shower, you can allow the steam to go out the top there. When you're done with it, you'll shut it off and you'll close the vent. It has its own light switch also. And in your shower, hot and cold water. I'm 6'1". You got plenty of space. There's always a skylight, so you got plenty of space in there. That's it in the bathroom there. You come on down into the bedroom, you're going to notice there is a privacy curtain for the bedroom here. There is another mounting block up on the wall for your cable TV and your power source for your television. So here's your television right here. You mounted here, you have your own window here. You've got some mood lighting in the top, which is nice. You've got some USB ports. You've got some 110 ports here, and it is wired for solar. So you can actually put a solar panel on top or outside. You can mount it direct on the roof, or you can mount it out on the hitch out front there. Wardrobe, cabinet. They did do some nice, they updated the mattresses to a foam Serta mattress. No more springs. So I do like that. It's a real nice mattress. It's way more comfortable than previous years. And on this side, you're going to notice you have another 110 outlet for charging. Another cabinet to store stuff here. You do have another window there. That's pretty much everything inside the unit. The stereo speakers will operate on the outside of the unit and on the inside of the unit. So you can have music outside, inside, or both if you want to. So basically, that's everything in the Jayco Jay Flight 212QB. Again, my name's Pete Cozy. I'm the rental manager. And you can reach me at 215-723-3121. And my extension's 106. I always give out my personal cell number, so if something happens during the trip, you can always call me, 261-6799. And you can always email me. It's my name without the R, Pete Cozzi. So PETECOZZI at FretzRV.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy. Come on out and rent these things, or you're going to have a blast with your family. Thanks.